We have some important updates from the Chatuchak building collapse site in Thailand, where my colleague Vishal Vivek has been getting us the latest updates since Friday. Thai police have now detained 4 Chinese nationals who are employees of a joint venture company after they unlawfully entered the restricted disaster zone. So that is the latest update as far as the devastating earthquake that hit Southeast Asia is concerned. Now, Thai police are detaining 4 Chinese nationals. Remember, we know that this high-rise came crashing down on Friday in Bangkok, killing several people. Rescue and search operations are still underway at this point. This was an under-construction 30-storied building that collapsed after a powerful 7.7 earthquake hit parts of Southeast Asia, including Myanmar as well as Thailand. Now, Thai police detaining 4 Chinese nationals. They are employees of this joint venture company. They, in fact, illegally entered the restricted disaster zone and took away some important files. So there is, talk on whether there was an attempt to hide evidence. Let's go straight across to Vishal at this point. Vishal, 4 Chinese nationals have, in fact, been detained in connection to the case. They were seen entering the restricted disaster zone. Take us through what the cops are saying at this point. Is there any sort of foul play? Is there an attempt to destroy evidence? What are the authorities telling you?
Well, that looks to be the case. As you pointed out, it seems to be a case of, people tampering with evidence here. Because as we've been reporting, a Chinese construction company, a state-owned Chinese construction company, is one of the companies that was involved in the construction of this site that is a pile of wreckage now. There will be legal action. The Chinese side has already met the Thailand Deputy PM and said that they will cooperate in the investigation into the fact that there could be a Chinese involvement. And also the latest is that there will be at least 7 companies that make steel bars. There could be legal action against them. Because the latest that we've picked up is that the steel bars that were used in the construction of this building, those steel bars are under scrutiny. Because what happens is, in a situation like this, the steel bars, a good quality steel bar, wouldn't break. So that is exactly what happened. It was not a good quality steel bar, and as a result of the strong tremor, they broke. So that is what the authorities are saying. These are the local media reports are saying. So the focus has now shifted to the quality material, the exact quality material, the steel bars, what kind of steel bars were used. We've been reporting throughout since yesterday that there's a state-owned Chinese company that was involved in the construction, and also the fact that emerged later that at least 4 to 5 Chinese nationals have been apprehended by the local police here. They were trying to retrieve some documents, at least 3 dozen documents related to the construction of this site. It was an under construction site. It was supposed to be the state audit office, and it had at least 100 workers, construction workers inside. That is the official count. Some people have told me there could be as many as 400 people trapped under this rubble. That is not the official count though. So far, 11 dead bodies have been officially pulled out since in the last 3 days. No one has been pulled out alive. And with each hour passing by, that window is closing. That 72-hour window that we've been reporting is very crucial into these situations. And the fact that 3-window period mostly determines how many people can be pulled out alive. That window is really fastly closing. So the authorities had already told me yesterday that the chances of survival of the people is down to about 1%, and that was yesterday, more than 12 hours ago. So that gives you the clear picture how grim the scenario is, and the likelihood of anyone being pulled out alive is almost down to 0 now.
Right, and Vishal, as you've been pointing out, 11 bodies have been recovered from that particular site, several missing, more than 70 perhaps missing, but there may not be any signs of survivors there. But take us through the agencies that are involved in the rescue and search operation at this point, and what kind of probe has been ordered as far as the collapse itself is concerned.
So as I mentioned, it's a multi-agency effort. At least 4 to 5 local agencies spearheaded by the Bangkok Metropolitan Authority. They are coordinating to rescue the people here, and also the fact that there is international help, in the sense that there are at least 2 teams here present, Israeli team and a US Army Special Forces team. So Army commandos are here and Israeli rescue personnel are here. They are using their expertise. They are leading some of the teams here. The US Army team has given, the authorities here have told me, they have given them the latest drone technology that they have used to spot some people with vital signs. And the Israeli rescue personnel, they have expertise in situations like this, so they are leading some teams. They are guiding people as to how to go about a situation like this, because Thailand, as we've been reporting, is not used to situations like this. On the other hand, Myanmar, on the other side of the border, sits on top of 4 different fault lines. So the situation in Myanmar is far more dire. At least 1,700 people have been killed. Rescue efforts have not been able to mitigate the situation. A lot of far-flung areas have been too difficult to reach because the roads have been destroyed. But on the other hand, Bangkok, the only actually area, the ground zero area is this, where we are standing right now. Rest of the Bangkok is pretty much normal. There are cracks in some buildings. Inspections are going as we speak. But Bangkok is getting back to its feet. Most of the train services are back. Subway services are back. Metro services are back, except 2 lines, yellow and pink line services are yet to resume. Some schools are closed, but most schools are open. This is the first day of the week after the tragedy occurred. We came from the hotel to this place. The traffic was heavy. People were going about their activities. People are going to offices. But it all boils down to this pile of wreckage right behind me. You can see rescue workers dangling from the top of that huge crane, at least 10 to 12 story high crane. They have been hovering over that area for the last 15 hours, trying to locate some people. I have spotted at least 5 to 6 rescue personnel, digging by their hand. They have some shovels. They used their hands last night. And one of the rescue personnel actually went inside the rubble, attached to some other rescue worker. So these are really intense operations. They have not been able to pull anyone out, but a senior rescue personnel told us last night that one person was spotted with some vital signs 3 meters below from the top of the rubble. But so far, it doesn't look good. No one has been pulled out alive, and with each hour passing by, that wait is almost ending. That way to rescue someone alive is almost ending. So it all boils down to the rescue personnel here, the people, the experts here. So that will have to be seen. These are the last few hours where someone could be pulled out alive. Back to you.